Hi everybody, my name is Tommy. This is my new shop. I just moved here a few months ago. The previous shop tour I had was last year in my previous shop. So basically what I want to do here is just give you a little tour of the new shop. The old one was 17 by 18. I did have the 12-foot ceilings. This one is roughly 22 by 22 and I still have the 12-foot ceilings. So we're going to go from the far corner all the way around and back the other way. So something I didn't have in my shop before was this tool chest. This tool chest was from my day job. I'm not working at that day job anymore, so I moved my tool chest back with me, but I've been a steel fabricator for 22 years. And I did structural, and the last place I worked for 11 years was a trailer manufacturing company. So basically in there I have all the goods that I need to do like welding and fabbing, like heavy steel and stuff. On the side here I have my charging station. So here I have my porta cable charger for impact drills and a skill saw. At the back here what I have is my charger for the outside tools, so mower and weed eater and stuff. So I use, they're made by Greenworks. And yeah, I keep all the batteries inside the mowers in the shed, which used to be in my previous shop, so that makes a huge difference for the size, a usable size of my shop. I started the sticker, as you can see, so if you want to do a sticker swap, just hit me and I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to do a swap with me. So moving on to the next area, this is where I keep my drum sander. That I installed also a fire extinguisher for like solvents and stuff. You never know in a shop what could happen, so it's always a good thing to have. Winter was just around the corner, so I installed this electrical heater. I had it in the shop for about a month. It's grazing the 0 mark Celsius, so like 32 Fahrenheit, and it's been working great. Like I let it heat for about an hour, and I barely have to use it after that because it's all insulated. So so far really good. It's 7,500 watts, so that unit up there. So right here I have my drum sander. It's a 17-inch drum sander by CWI, which is a Canadian company. That is their smallest unit, as I understand. When I bought this one a year and a half ago, they had a 13-inch as well, but they told me that they were discontinuing the 13-inch. So as of now, this 17-inch would be the smallest unit you can buy from CWI. So they have like industrial size machinery, and all the good stuff from those big units are put into those smaller units. Like the fitting mat is just like amazing. It's a very well built machine. I really like it. I do have an unboxing video of this machine if you want to see it. I'll leave a link in the description as well. So right beside here, I also have the planer. This is a 12.5 Delta planer. It does what I need it to do. It's a smaller one. I would love to have a bigger one, but as of now, that's the one I have. And then the dust collection unit, a little older, but does the job. So that's what I have for now, and I just wheel it at the back here when I don't use it. Also, you can see on the walls, I made a video of that as well. It's all new electrical. The electrical that I had here, I only had like, I had one breaker in this shop for all the plugins, and in my previous shop I had 2 breakers and they were popping every so often. So I did 2 breakers, 20 amp dedicated, so they're split in the plugins. So like when this one is running, which he needs his own 20 amp circuit to run for the drum sander, I can plug in the dust collection in the same area, and then I don't have anything popping. So this is a nice upgrade. I put some storage for the wood up here. So as you can see, I could use a little bit better lighting. I do have 2 of those light tripods that I use. I move them around in the shop, but at some point better lighting in my shop would be something I would like to work on. This is the 14-inch bandsaw. I would like at some point to get a resawing one because of the height here. I'm not too sure if I ever going to put that shim block in here, because I really like it set up like it is. And for the odd times that I would need the extra throat, I'm not sure. So I keep my eyes open for a bigger bandsaw. So that's something that might be coming in down the road. Beside here, I have a belt sander. So same thing. This one I bought used as well. I had that one for probably over 10 years already, and still works. Still does the job it's supposed to do. I would like to get a newer one, obviously, but no, it does what it's supposed to do, and it's a great tool to have around. Another thing, in my old shop, I had stairs coming down in the shop to get to the level of the floor. In this in this shop, the floor goes all the way there, and the steps are inside. So basically, I got all that corner as well, that of usable space that I can use. So we're going to go on this section here now. So on this wall here, what I have is a few bench tools. So I have a drill press here, which is a King Canada. I do have a seating spindle sander from Delta here, and I love this thing. It's really, really great tool. I have a little extra light here just for this tool, and also this dust collection, which is the vacuum from the house. I use it here, and it's already hooked. So all I have to do is hook that in, and I can use it for that. And there's a NEPA filter on that one, so all the fine dust doesn't come flying back in my shop. So that's another good thing here. Down here I have my computer. So that's a new upgrade that I did. I used to work off of a laptop, so now I have my computer here, and I do all my video editing here. I keep some of the instruments I'm working on the wall there. This one here is the one that I'm actually making a series of, so if you want to see that, it's in the Octave Mandolin playlist, which I'll leave a link down below. Here it's for my lutherie tools, so I keep here hand planes and all that stuff. This is a project that I've done. This is my very first video series on YouTube, building this tool chest. So you'll see in the editing, it's my first video if you go have a look, but the information in there is really good. So this is a little storage place that I have where I keep clamps, and I keep like books or plants or all that kind of stuff. Like the literature that I use is right here. Glues and stuff is in here. I do have like sandpaper in there and other glues, and so all the kinds of stuff, like the little things you can't keep in drawers, that's there. I made a bunch of a clamp rack here, so it's basically just a little piece of wood where I can put my clamps on there. So now over here I made this, that was a little day project, didn't make a video on it, but a dedicated place for my lathe and bench grinder. That's something I was missing in the previous shop when I wanted the lathe, was picking it up from the ground, putting it on my workbench. So this is dedicated. I do have a wood bin here as well at the back where I can keep all the smaller stuff, and also can keep all my pen planks in this unit here. So this was all made with scrap material and leftovers I had for other stuff. So like there's a bit of plywood, and this is aromatic cedar. I have like 2 boxes of that. I think I still have $1.50 of it. So I used some of it for here. So this is my workbench. It's white oak on top, very sturdy. It's about 5 feet long by I think it's 22 inches wide. I don't like to have something that's too big, because like I like to be able to work around it. I have a quick release vise here. That was a new addition. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. And then on the outside here, the brown is called apatong. Apatong is a type of wood that's used in decking, and they were leftovers from my previous job, and they were just putting them in the wood bin, so I collected them. So moving on, this is the 12-inch sliding compound miter saw I have. It's Makita. It's just sitting on those job site kind of workbench or whatever they call those things. I would like to have a dedicated spot for it. The issue is like with the miter, with the sliding part, like the heavy, it gets really heavy to the back, and I'm worried that if I build like a little unit, because I don't want to have something very big for it, it might get tippy. So I'll be looking to it down the future. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep this one or not, so now that I know this one's going to stay here, I'll be thinking of something for this area. I have a nice window for light here as well, which is pretty good in summer. The saw has a dust collection. Right here, it's a shop vac at the back. That's another thing with dust collection. If I do have a built-in unit, I'll be able to get all the extra dust that doesn't go down the vacuum. So for those of you who have seen my previous shop tour, you know this is very special to me. It used to be my grandfather's jointer, and then it was passed on to my father, and then when he died, it was passed down to me. I've been carrying this thing around now for about 15 years, and because I was not confident enough to fix it, it just stayed there. I kept it away from rusting and all that stuff. But so when moving here, I had to kind of like do some stuff with it and remove some pieces, and then while putting it back together, like the base and the fence, I decided to actually have a better look at it, and it took about a day and a half, and I made it all aligned, and everything is now good. I didn't make a video of it, but now it's working. I can actually use it. What I'll need to do now is like I wanted to see if the beds were, I was able to align the beds before I did anything further, but the bearings for the cutter head seems to start, like they have that sound that the bearings are shot. So down the road I'll be upgrading those and probably a new switch. And so but it's working, so it's kind of nice to be able to use my grandfather's jointer now in my shop. So now we're here, I've got my outfeed table. If you remember the previous setup of my shop, I had the outfeed table and the table saw right against the wall. And then this was kind of set up, like the jointer was kind of set up on a little island of tools that I barely used, because it was always a matter of pulling things out. And so having it set up this way, I never really have anything that wide that this is going to be in the way. And then the table saw, which is a Delta Shopmaster, I've had that one for many years and I'm still happy with it. I can actually utilize the whole place, the whole surface area. I can actually use that as well as a second assembly table. If my workbench is not wide enough, this one's a bit wider, so I can put like paper to protect the surface. But all in all, it works very well here for the new setup for the saw. And as for using the 12-foot ceiling, there's that mezzanine that was already there when I bought the place, that I can use to put like storage, like you saw on that side, and then on this side, this is where all my wood storage is. So in my previous shop, I had those wall-mounted things for like the wood rack things, but they were too long to go on there, and you can see that in one of the videos, and it's called Sneak Peek and Wood Rack. So that's when you can see like I cut them up and installed them. So there's not really a lot of weight onto the mezzanine itself. It's mostly on the wood racks. So thank you everybody for stopping by. I sure hope that you enjoyed the shop tour. I was trying to keep it fairly short. Hopefully I did. We'll see with the editing part, but I'm confident it's pretty short. So if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put all kinds of videos. I put like mostly right now it's mostly musical instruments building that I'm putting out, sections by sections, and I also put other kind of videos like building furniture or lathe projects or all kind of stuff like that tool chest right here. There's a video series about it as well. So please consider having a look and like and share if you think it's worth it. And until next time, I wish you well.